Good evening, everyone. It's just Graham Keefe here from The Great Wake Up, and welcome to the channel. This video is going to be an enlightening video, and it's going to talk about all the people who are on the fence of either waking up or on the wrong side of the fence, and the people who are denying that there's a problem in the world, thinking that we're all crazy, saying that we're mad, tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, all of those type of people. So this really is not going to be a video where I'm pulling people down or pulling people apart. It's just a video that I need to make because we're literally in the midst of World War III right now. World War III has been going on for years, 30 years in the build-up gradually, and all in an advancement to create a satanic utopia called Agenda 2030 on the planet. Now, there's so many people who listen to that statement and think, get this man a bed in a psychiatric hospital. But at the end of the day, all of the evidence is out there. And there's a lot of people who know there is something wrong in the world. And a lot of those people are the people who used to ridicule the people who tried to help and tell them that something bad was coming down the line. And it is a great thing to know that there's so many people awake and waking up, and many, many millions more as the days go by. And this is the cabal's worst nightmare, really. It's the worst nightmare because they set the system up so well, hidden so strategically within a place that no one would ever believe they'd need to look. And then the education system, made that perfect plan absolutely perfect. Now, we know about, as a baby, we are born into the world. We are, a bouncing bundle of joy. And then we get our umbilical cord and our placenta. Well, our placenta is detached from baby and mum, and obviously then the umbilical cord, and then the umbilical cord will be cut, the baby will be free, and then voila, then they sell you into slavery without your knowledge, consent, permission, or anything like that, by creating a record, a certified copy of an entry, which is essentially it's like a birth certificate, but it's not actually a birth certificate. But it does tell you on that certificate that the name on the certificate is not evidence of your identity. So the whole system has been set up by a false, fraudulent birth trust set up in your name, made into a corporation without your knowledge or consent or permission, or mum's or dad's knowledge, consent or permission. And the whole thing works like that. Now, if somebody said to you, oh, your name isn't John Philip Smith, that is not you, then you'll go, what? What are you talking about? Because you will wholeheartedly believe that your name is your name. And so it's so obvious why these people who don't believe in the so-called conspiracy theories have a hard time believing it. It's a difficult thing to believe, even when you know what they're doing. And you've been doing this for a long, long time. And you know what's happening and what's going to come next. And even then, it's crazy. But it's brilliant because, they've used this system for, when was the Emergency Banking Act? 1933. So nearly 100 years they've been doing this. And obviously no one's going to be any other wiser. So we must have compassion for people who don't have a clue what's going on. We must have compassion for people who ridicule the people who see what's going on. We must have compassion for people who have woken up, because the hardest thing to do, the hardest journey that any of us will ever make is that of awakening. Not necessarily just in a spiritual sense, but in a system sense, to see what's really going on in the world that we live in. Okay. So what I wanted to do in this video, 5 minutes in, I wanted to I wanted to just show you some like evidence to show you that this stuff really is real. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen and we'll go from there. So are we sharing? Yes, we are. We are screen sharing. Wonderful. Perfect. How do I move this out of the way? Right. So what we need to do is, I need to hide this. Wait a second. How do I hide it? No, no. Oh, there we go. Right. Perfect. Don't know what I did there, but I've worked it out. So let's just go, for example, I'm going to show you guys, the guys who don't believe all this craziness, all this insanity. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you it's all true and all real. Now, let me just log into here. I can't believe I've logged out. Oh, no, I didn't log out. What did I do? Oops, I updated my browser. So give me a second and I'll log back in. I'm going to show you a few things. So look, this is not a personal attack. This is just to show you the truth for all the people who don't believe it. Okay. Okay. Right. So, what you got to do to log in? Ridiculous. Well, we're nearly there. Quick. Quick little babe. Right, cars. Bloody Nora. Well, that's a nice, easy one. They're normally pretty hard. I struggle with those, going through them picture capture things. Right, so instead of me waffling on, let me just show you what I'm bringing you here for. So let me just put in died suddenly in Facebook here. I'll bring up a few groups. Now you got to remember we're in 2026 now, 22nd of the 2nd, 2026, making this video. And when all this stuff came out with COVID, the bullshit pandemic that never was, we saw a number of these groups after the vaccine rollout. Now look at what I want to do. I just want to show you the volume of people in these groups. Okay. So why am I showing you these groups? First of all, well, I'm showing you these groups because these groups show that people are dying suddenly. Oh, here you go. So look, 10,000 in that group, 124,000 in that group, 12,000 in that group, 5.5 in that group. Died suddenly international, 32. So basically, let's see. So died suddenly worldwide. Join, I know I was a member of these groups. Which one did I? Oh, might be the UK one. So I'm giving you an understanding of these groups exist on Facebook for a reason. Yeah. Now I was in many of these groups, well, a few of these groups, but I don't know why I'm not in them now. Anyway, so let's just use this one. Died suddenly worldwide. Oh, we can't because it won't let me log in. Basically, okay. Where does it say on my groups? My groups. There we go. Right. Died suddenly news. This one will do 300,000 people in this group. Okay. 53 of my friends are in here as members as well, which is which shows you. So 300,000 people. And look on the banner. Now I didn't make this group. Look who's on the banner. Bill Gates. Don't invite your vaccinated friends to this group. Yes, sadly, they may all end up like the white crosses in the background. Okay, so basically, look, there's 300,000 people in this group nearly. Are you saying that all of these people are lying? All of these people with these stories and their first-hand accounts? Let me see. So essentially, this group is about people who have died suddenly after being vaccinated. I'm just going to try and find some stories. But there's so many of these groups. What I'm trying to get through to you is, why would they exist? Why are all these real people in there sharing their stories? And there's loads of them. Now you got to remember, there's many of these groups were took down by Facebook during the pandemic. Yeah. So, you know, we're talking about COVID here. So that's the question. Why are all these groups there if it's not real? Why are all these people reporting their stories of dying suddenly from the jab? Why are they saying, I got my COVID vaccine? Yeah. Because there is an agenda at play. This is the official died suddenly from the jab group dedicated to discussing insightful facts on why is injuring and harming everyone since 2020, which was the year Wuhan, which was the year the vaccine was rolled out. So hopefully I can just come straight into this group, can I? Let me see. Oh no, it's pending approval. So, okay, well, you can always do this yourself. Go into Facebook, type in died suddenly groups and find them and join them and go through, and you'll see that it's all real and true, which is obviously very, very sad because it's probably 60% of the population have taken a jab. Right, let's go to the World Economic Forum now. Okay, so let's go to the WEF website. Sustainable Development Goals for Agenda 2030. Now you can see, they know it's a flat earth, don't they? Look at the logo. Anyway, so you can literally 2030 agenda, sustainable goals. Yeah, so basically this is the agenda. And then if you read, you have to do your own work. We've all had to do it, and you'll have to do it as well. Read the goals. Read it. Read the whole thing. Because then you will know. They will tell you exactly what their plans are in this agenda, and you will see them all. They've either been rolled out in the past, or we're currently living through one of them, such as climate change bullshit from Al Gore, and all of this. But everything that's happening in the world is listed here. And isn't that a coincidence that things that are happening in the world, like mass migration, yeah, which was all planned a long, long time ago under the Kalergi plan, which that can, you know, all of these things, Kalergi plan. Now, if we're using Google will, there you go. I'm just going to say that, slag it off and say it's all bullshit. The Kalergi plan is a far-right anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. Right. That tells you all you need to know. So what it really means is the Kalergi plan is a true, non-Jew hating truth. That deliberate plot to exist to destroy European white populations through immigration. Well, hang on a minute. What is happening on the world? What is happening in the planet? Think about it. Well, you've got to understand that these people, Kalergi plan, there you go. These people, yeah, will lie to you and say, oh no, we're not doing that. And they'll carry on and do exactly that. Okay. Oh, we're not doing that. We're not mass migrating, illegals in. We're just helping them. What? You've literally got a plan called the Kalergi plan, which is to destroy white populations in Western countries through immigration, mass migration, and racial mixing, and to destroy the infrastructures of the nations and countries, to make them borderless, to make them identityless, to make them, all their history and cultureless, to make a bland, everywhere is the same world of slaves of different colors, basically, because that's all we are, even them. So, I mean, all of this information that you want to look at if you're one of these people who don't believe in the agenda of the world and don't believe in the COVID vaccine was a biological weapon to reduce population, well, look at Bill Gates' dad. Okay. So basically, Planned Parenthood, I believe. So look, there you go. Yeah. So Bill Gates' dad, William Henry Gates Sr., was a prominent Seattle attorney and civic leader who served on the board of Planned Parenthood. So Planned Parenthood, what is Planned Parenthood? Although Bill Gates' dad was not a founder of the organization, but a dedicated board member and supporter of reproductive health and population control initiatives. Yeah. So contraception, if you want to slow down birth rates, you want to slow down the number of kids that are born, you introduce contraception, right? More sex, put a rubber on it, no baby. So if you've got an agenda to depopulate the world or slow down birth rates or whatever it is in this case here, then you are controlling population. And then we had Bill go out to all the African countries with his new vaccines, and you saw those kids get wiped out. And then you saw the COVID vaccines. Yeah. And the COVID vaccines were done for the same reason, essentially, because if we go into DuckDuckGo browser, which is an uncensored browser, which won't be censored like Google is. We'll put in, was the COVID jab a vaccine? Into DuckDuckGo. Look at that. Firm assessing COVID vaccine harm replaced after costs spiraled to 48 million. There you go. Ha, BBC. Now look at BBC. What is BBC? So let's look at BBC in the term of an alphabet. So A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4. So BBC is 2, 2, 3. Right? Now, because the people really running this world are Satanists. We'll prove that in a minute. They invert everything. So if BBC in a letter format is 223, when we invert it, it turns to 322, doesn't it? There you go. 322, Skull and Bones. These are a secret society. There you go. Let's see who we've got. John Kerry and all the leaders. There you go. There's the Skull and Bones Club. George Bush. Recognise him? Yeah. There we go. These are the Skull and Boners. Who do we recognise? Do we recognise anyone? There you go. There's Bush. There's senior George Bush, Skull and Bones. Sorry there. Why the hell? You think that's normal, folks? Anyway, so Skull and Bones 322. If we zoom right in there, you'll see it on the skeleton 322. Can we zoom in anymore? No, we can't. Okay, so basically 322. There you go. On this one, 322. 322. So BBC, BBC. Right. Now, I know that sounds weird, but the people in control of the media are behind all this because the media shapes the agenda, right? What you see on the TV, like behind me over there, is in every house. It's literally in every house. Think of the power of that. Think of an image of a block of flats where you can see through the windows. From the outside, you can see through the windows. You can see the TVs on. Yeah. So you can see 100 flats. Say it's 6 o'clock and the news is on. Yeah. So all those people are watching the mainstream, which is pushing the narrative for the sustainable development, the 2030 goals, essentially. And that is what we're talking about. So the BBC are pushing the agenda because they've got the open doors to everyone's house, everyone's mind, and they can shape beliefs and perceptions through what they put on the media. Pretty simple, really. And that's what they're doing. That is what they're doing. Now, let me go over now to Rumble. Now let's do that. Rumble. I think it's on Rumble. We've got Alty and Childs, which is the sure it's on Rumble, which is the Australian X Factor winner. There's one more. I don't know if you can still hear me, folks. Hopefully you can. Right. So what did I put in? I put in Alty and Childs, didn't I? Just check the audio. Are we working? Yeah, I think we are. So the USB malfunction. Sorry about that. Right. Okay. So Alty and Alty and Child Secret Religion. Now you guys, if we can find it on it, it might even be on YouTube. There we go. Yes, that's it. So this video here, Alty and Child exposes world secret religion. Wake up. Okay. So this one here is what you want to be finding on Rumble. And if you just want to copy that, Oh, can you do that? Maybe you can't. Well, that's all right. Just put in Altian Childs, World's Secret Religion, scroll down, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. You, it's undisputable proof. Ooh, undisputable proof. So look, at the end of the day, once you see it, once you get it, wow, your mind just goes boom, your world just opens up. Nothing is the same. It all starts with the birth certificate fraud, which again now is widely known. Just look in Google, widely known. I mean, obviously, if you're using Google, they're going to say, no, no. Why are there all these billboards went up then? Yeah, all over the country years ago. It tells you on the certificate, this document is not evidence of identity. The end. It tells you. Look, look, tell you. So really, there you go. Should be able to see it on the bottom of here. Let's have a little look. Yeah. So I don't know. Is it on this one? Oh, look for the main one. Well, no, there you go. That'll do. Right, let's see that. Let's have a look. There we go. Now look, it tells you here, look. You can see it. Your real name is all in normal, written in normal English, not title case English, capital letter at the start, then the rest, capital letter at the start. Look at the surname, all caps. The word birth, all caps. Fictional, 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 fictional. Want the proof that that is fictional, that your name is not John Philip Smith or Margaret Valerie Smith? Again, look at the mother and the father. Where's the father? Yeah, there's the father. But oh yeah, Philip John Smith and Mary Valerie Smith. So look, the surnames are all capitalized because they're corporations, they're companies. And then it tells you at the very bottom, look, warning, a certificate is not evidence of identity. Why? Because all this is a Crown copyrighted registration of a birth entry. That's what it is. Look at the GRO, the General Register Office. Why is all that is all in all caps? Why? Because it's a corporation. Corporation, which is why that is in caps. Like, let's go to Company's House. Right. So, let's have a look. Any old company, and what should we put in? Um, uh, Virgin Media, yeah. Virgin Media Limited, right? All in caps. Yeah, all in caps. Virgin Media Limited, right? See? All in caps. Because it's a dead entity. It doesn't exist in reality, but it is a business, but it doesn't exist in the real world. It was just Richard Branson's idea. Oh, we'll call it Virgin. Let's go on Company's House, register it. And that's all they've done with this. Yeah, literally all they've done with that as well. So as you can see, we're saying corporations are all in caps, right? John Philip Smith, Virgin Media Limited, all in caps. And it tells you it's a company number. So it is a company with all caps like that, right? So that is the evidence that your legal name is not your identity. It's not you. It is not you. They've just trained you to believe that this name is you. It isn't, right? Now, I mean, any company on Company's House will have an incorporation document as well. I'll click on that for a minute. It's usually on the second page. Yep, there it is. PDF incorporation document. Now, why am I showing you this document? Because it proves that it's an incorporation. It's a corporation, right? So, but the other reason I'm showing you this is because money does not exist either. And in every company registered before 2006, they will have an incorporation document like this. And they will tell you within that incorporation document, yeah, that you can use bills of exchange, promissory notes, etc., etc. Let me show you. Have I gone past it? I might have already gone past it. Yeah, I've gone past it. Let me go up. How did I miss that? Right, so let's see. A, B, C, D. There we go. Right. H. To advance, issue, deposit or lend money, securities and property of any kind, and to draw, make, issue, accept, discount, buy, sell, hold, exchange bills, notes, warrants, coupons, and other negotiable or transferable instruments. Wow. So every company pre-2006 has an incorporation document which proves they're a corporation, proves they're a company, and proves that they accept bills of exchange and other negotiable or transferable financial instruments. Because there is no money. There is no money. Money is just a currency, and a currency is essentially just the flotation of energy, creating credits and debits, purchases, and all that kind of thing. But you can see it here in H. So what I'm trying to get at, folks, is nothing that you've been taught is true. You've never been taught the full truth. And why would you? Because it's the very reason that the elites remain in control and power, and the rest of us are just slaves, which is what we are essentially. In their world, they think that we're just slaves to them. Yeah, but we're not. So we've touched on a few things. Company house, birth certificates, and the COVID jabs. They're going to say, the BBC are going to say, oh, COVID jabs, bullshit. You know, they're all good. They're good for your health. Right. So let me show you something. I have to show you this, right? UK government, COVID-19. Oh, God. Not. Right. What I'm going to show you is from 2020. Right. This is very important for you to understand. This is from 2020, March 2020, right? They've changed it. Little leaps. Anyway, so let me show you. Gov.uk. This is the official government website, and it says about uh, high consequence infectious diseases. Okay. Let's have a look. Where is it? There you go. Right, look at this. As of 19th of March, 2020, that's 6 years ago, when the pandemic just kicked off, on the 19th of March, 2020, on the government's own website, I tell you, COVID-19 is no longer considered to be a high consequence infectious disease in the UK. There are many diseases which can cause serious illness which are not classified as HCIDs, right? But COVID-19 was no longer considered to be a highly contagious infectious disease or a high consequence infectious disease. In March 2020, I told you in March that it wasn't a highly contagious infectious disease. But what were they telling you? Oh, you can catch it all 2 meters apart. Oh, wear your gloves. Oh, spray your trolleys at the supermarket with disinfectant. Walk on the yellow lines. Go this way. Don't go that way. You know, they knew from the outset that the virus didn't exist. And viruses, we need viruses. Viruses are what the human body requires to clean the body out. The detox. The virus is a detox, which is why no vaccine on Earth could ever be made for a virus. So what I'm trying to do is show you that these guys, they tell you that they're lying to you. They have to. Yeah, they have to. So why did they roll out a vaccine, which isn't a vaccine, which is a very dangerous genetic therapy, which has killed millions of people, has injured, maimed, and destroyed the lives of many, 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 many hundreds of millions more all over the world. When a vaccine cannot cure a virus anyway. Yeah, it's not possible. So what I'm trying to get through, as I keep saying to you guys, for the people who think that so-called conspiracy theorists, in little commas there, are mad. They're not mad. They care about you. They're just all conspiracy theorist people are, is they've seen the truth before you have. They've seen the truth too early. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get through to you guys who are, you might still think you're a nutter. That's fine if you think that. But take this video as your warning because they're going to be rolling out more pandemics, more vaccines, well, more jabs. And then they turn the 5G on. Now, the 5G is a serious frequency, well, the 5G is not Wi-Fi, first and foremost. 5G is a weapon, a military grade weapon. All right. And if you don't believe me, speak to Mark Steele. We'll look at the podcast with Mark Steele, the first Great Wake Up podcast we did. And Mark will tell you that. Now, I know all this stuff, but I've got a 5G tower 100 yards through my window down there. I know it's very dangerous. It's 100 yards from me sitting here right now. Why would I tell you this? Because they're spraying the skies with heavy metals. The reason why is because they want to get the body to make the human body an antenna. Because they're trying to create a mass hybrid mind in a Wi-Fi field that saturates the entire globe. And then the people who have got vaccinated, aka jab, will have nanotechnology in the vaccines. That's called graphene oxide and things like that. Google it yourself. Don't Google it. Duck, duck, go it. And then essentially fill the body with heavy metals to conduct like a Wi-Fi, stroke Bluetooth, stroke electrical circuitry system within your body so that you're hooked up to Wi-Fi. And people are emitting Bluetooth frequencies from the vaccine, from the jab. Crazy people in charge. Absolute crazies. A lot of them. But when you've got all the power, all the money, what else? What else? I mean, crazy really, because people with all that, they just need to be good at the core and they'll make good decisions and good choices to help the world instead of healing, instead of harming the world. Yeah. I do what I do for the future of our kids. My daughter was pulled out of school 2020 before the vaccines came out. I already knew they're trying to kill people. And that's exactly what they're doing. And you can, go on your own little rabbit hole. Just trying to join a few dots to show you that all of the stuff that the conspiracy theorists say and the word conspiracy theory was a term coined by the CIA in the 1970s to debunk people from people who see the truth. Yeah. There we go. Fact checkers. So whenever you see fact checkers or anything like that, they're Bill Gates. Travels all the way back to Bill Gates. Yeah. So the CIA knew this in the 70s. On more results. Yeah. Yeah. Couldn't put it better myself. Look at what's happening to our great nation. Crazy. Really crazy. We're going to Pizzagate. That's a whole new level of sick. But yeah. So basically, the conspiracy theorist term was coined by the CIA in the 1970s to discredit people who found the truth and sharing the truth. Oh, you're mad, mate. You're mad, mate. You're mad, mate. Yeah. Well, the reality is, they're not mad. They just saw the truth before most others. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, and I'm going to stop sharing the screen now. And come back here, but I wanted to just do that. I feel it's important. So many people, why would anybody with a fucking brain believe that? Why would anybody believe a word that what I've just said? Why would anybody believe it? They wouldn't. Which is exactly why they do it the way they do it. That causes the division between those who believe and those who don't. Those who are conspiracy theorists or those who are truth tellers. Well, that's the same thing. Conspiracy theory means truth. But what I'm saying is the division is the key. They divide and conquer the people, then they've gone. Because if you create one group believes one thing, one group believes another, there's going to be friction. But all you got to do, so you got this group here and this group here. Look at the people at the top here, pulling the strings. Yeah. So they're making the left and right war with each other, and all the time they're sitting there knowing what they're doing, getting away with what they're doing, and causing this friction and divide. When all the people who know what's going on are trying to inform and warn the people who don't know what's going on. That's it. But then we've got the human ego that kicks in. Oh no, that will never happen. Oh no, that can't be true. Oh no, I'll be all right. Assumptions, presumptions as well. Oh, I'll be all right. He was all right. I'll be all right to get my vaccine. Russian roulette, mate. Literally Russian roulette. You could get a saline one. You could get one where the active ingredient was not stored at -70 and it's wore off. You could get a one that's ravaged full of it and kills you straight away. You could get one that gives you a blood clot or a man-made blood clot or a stroke or a pulmonary embolism or a TIA, a brain tumor, turbo cancer, or you could just drop dead, die in your sleep, drop dead, walk into the shop. Research it yourself. You'll see it's all real. And these things do happen to people. Why? Because the truth is stranger than fiction. And the truth is the very thing that you are rightly scared of. Very, very, very frightening. Going through an awakening as well to the system. Because everything you ever knew is a lie. I don't really want to smile really at the end of a video like this. But, you know, the truth is what we're here for. And the truth is what we share here on the Great Wake Up. And we're going to keep sharing the truth. No matter what. I'm doing it 14 years already, so I'm going to keep going. And I'm never going to stop. Why? Because I love you like my own family. And your kids matter to me just as much as my kids do. Because we're all one family. The division by these demons, not the government. The government don't exist in reality. The government are just a bunch of, I swear on here, I'm not honest. The government are just, they're, they're just, they're slaves, just like we are. Slaves to the bankers. And they have to do what the bankers want, or they don't get money to loan out to the UK to run the country. Which is why the bankers are in total control, not the politicians. They're just puppets. But the UK is a corporation. You can check it out on Company's House. Your name is not your name. Anything that they do in terms of medicines or medical stuff, stay away from. Don't believe there'll be another. Don't believe there's. Then when the next pandemic comes, don't believe it. Because it's not. It's a false flag. It's a setup. It's staged to get you to believe you need to take a vaccine, which you don't need. The vaccine is the death shot. There is no virus, and there is nothing that needs curing with a vaccine because there is no virus. And all viruses don't need a vaccine because a virus is a natural detox of the human body. You just got to know it's all bullshit. Even your own name's not yours. So I just wanted to make a video for people who, who ridicule the people who are trying to help them. We're not bad people. You're not bad people. We know that. All we want you to try and do in your own time, with no pressure, is just do your own looks, research into it. Nothing major. But I'm saying that to protect your family and your kids. I don't care if you think I'm mad. I don't care if you think I'm a conspiracy theorist. I don't care what you think about me because it's got nothing to do with me. What you think about me. And I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to save your life, to help you save your own life. And know what is going to come with Agenda 2030. Because it's not going to be pretty. The Freemasons, the secret societies, the cabal, however you want to call it, who's in charge of this whole system, want to depopulate the planet by 4 billion people. by 2030 to 2050. 13 out of every 14 people you know will no longer be here. It includes your kids, because they're rolling the jobs out in schools. They've rolled them out since 2020. So we're just doing what we do to help our fellow man, woman, and child. Because those who don't know need to know. And those who already know would never, ever, ever do anything that the government tells them to do. Ever. Because one, they're not your government. Two, they've got no power over you. Three, you're not the name on the birth certificate. Four, they're trying to murder you with jabs. Fact. Well, that's fact. So why are they doing that? Because there's Agenda 2030, World Economic Forum website, Sustainable Goals 2030. Same as this climate change bullshit. Well, total bullshit. All of it. The whole world is a lie, manipulation to fulfill an agenda that you don't know anything about. Amazing, right? Very, very clever, very, very evil people behind this agenda. We're not talking about Boris Johnson. Yeah. I'm talking about Rishi Sunak. Not a clue. I'm not talking about Keir Starmer. Just basically, he's basically like, he thinks he's a dictator, doesn't he? He's just a trembling, afraid little man who's got to do what he's told by his banker bosses. And yeah, you'll see a picture of the Rothschilds prodding Prince Charles. And if you prod Prince Charles, yes, they own Prince Charles. Yes, they own all the royals, because the bankers set up the system, the society, and the false nations, and the corporations called the UK, Great Britain, or whatever it is your country is. They did the same thing and they set it all up like that. And they needed the royals to be figureheads, to be mascots for the nation, so we could get a flag and wave it and go, "Ooh, our royal family." But they were there to do a specific job. Let that be known, because they're all the same, Satanists. Why do you think abuse is so rife? Sexual abuse of children, all that. Because these people, it's what they believe in. Their God is Satan, Lucifer, not Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. So my advice would be to get right with God. 100%. Get right with God, because none of us know how much time we have. But when you walk into the power of truth, you're liberated, you're free, your life's never the same. You see things that others don't. You are protected. So you want to be called a conspiracy theorist, because they've all come true anyway, all the conspiracy theorists. But you want to be called a conspiracy theorist because it means that you ain't on the list of early death, basically. Well, look, you may well be. If they drop a nuclear bomb, none of us are going to survive. But why would you want to be manipulated and lied to take a job that could kill you, that you told would fix you? Think about it. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. It's 55 minutes. Oh, God, that flew by. I loved every minute of that. But I just wanted to say, I have no malice against anybody who's a conspiracy, who calls people conspiracy theorists. I love you the same as my brother. We're just trying to help. Just trying to make you see, to help you see, or make you know, to help you see. And I firmly believe when you do a little bit, you take some of the recommendations I've done on this video, like Althea Child's video on Rumble. You watch that, you'll be awake. Boom. Shit, is this really happening? Yes. And if you want any one-on-one consultancy or help with anything related to the system in terms of getting out the status or changing your status so you're not touchable by UK jurisdiction, settling bills with a pen or bills of exchange or promissory notes and things like that. What I do, all of this stuff, I can help. I've helped countless people, changed hundreds of people's lives. Love doing it. What I'm on the earth to do, I want to stay on the earth. I want you to stay on the earth. And if you don't understand that there is an agenda, a manipulation, and a plan to kill you at play, then none of us can help you. And the powers that be know that, which is why they create the left-right paradigm and the divide. Yeah. So just food for thought. But I'll leave you now to go and dig your own research. And thank you for all the people who called me a conspiracy theorist, because in the nicest possible way, they took all the vaccines and some of them are injured, which is really sad, really awful. I've had two friends that have died myself as a direct result of the COVID-19 genetic gene altering therapy. I've had family members with major health complications straight after. And I've told them countless times, do not touch these vaccines. They're not vaccines, they're dangerous, they could kill you. Oh, you're mad. Okay. Take the vaccine, see what happens. And they did, and they found out. And still, the ego would not let them believe what they'd seen with their own eyes. And the people who are in control of this system know how the human mind works. So they know all they've got to do is lie to you. And they do. And that's what Hitler said. The bigger the lie, more people will believe it. That's exactly what the world, the global community has done. Everyone on Earth, or most people on Earth, did. They believed the lie, which led them into taking a vaccine. And it was promoted as the cure. So that's what's going on. Inversion. Whatever they tell you to do, run the other way. All right, folks. So thank you for watching. And this video is not to pull you down. This video is to lift you up. To give you that bit of courage that if you think something's wrong in the world, or you think that your health has been harmed, or you want to learn how to escape and get out of this bullshit system and live free, pay your bills with a pen, settle debts with no money, have a lot more money in your bank account, do a lot more free time and freedom things, and really just live as the truth of who you are, then please feel free to click the link in the description to my website, where my 8-week course, my consultancy course, is online. We can do it in 2 hours with a one-to-one VIP consultation with me. And you're more than welcome to do that as well. Just leave me a comment, or you can drop me an email at graemetest@gmx.co.uk. My email is in the main description for the channel, but I'll also leave it here under this video as well. And yeah, I do what I do because I love humanity. I do what I do because I don't want my fellow man and woman and children being injured or killed by these psychopaths who are in charge of this planet. That's why I do what I do. So now is your turn. Go away, do a little bit of research. And I know it's hard because all your friends and family are probably going to call you mad, but that's what you've got to deal with. Because you can take being called mad. What you can't take is being killed by a jab, or the government, or the bullshit that these guys are making up, like war in Ukraine, war in Russia, and all this. Right? So be mindful. Everything is a lie. And I'll actually put a video up right now to the birth certificate video that I made, so you can go and watch that as a continuation, which goes into absolute detail and breaks it all down to show you that your name isn't your name. And if that isn't true, what else isn't true? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for watching, people. Really enjoyed your company here tonight. And I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. It's a new channel. We're being heavily suppressed. We've had to upload a few videos on Rumble because YouTube have took them down. So check our Rumble channel out as well for more great content and true content. Nothing conspiratorial. Yeah. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful evening. Take care, and I'll speak to you in the next video.